On February 25th, 2021, I bought the Knees Over Toes Guide program, and for the last 5 months, I've been using the program to train myself to jump higher. I've completed over 100 Knees Over Toes workouts between 3 programs: Dense, Standards, and Athletic Potential. This is not a sponsored review. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience in comparing the 3 programs that I've done and am still currently using, as well as giving you guys an update on if I can jump higher and if my knee pain is healed. By the end of this video, you'll have a detailed, unbiased review of the ATG system to decide for yourself if it's right for you. So what do you get when you sign up? For the price of $49.50 USD a month, you get access to every ATG program. So that means you get access to Zero, Dense, Standards, and any bonus program that are currently available. There are 2 parts when you subscribe. First, you get access to the ATG system, which is the knowledge-based platform that includes exercise tutorials, studies on knee ability, diet, solutions to different kinds of pain, and my personal favorite, basketball drills. The second is the True Coach app, where they deliver the programs, workouts, and form coaching. So what are the differences between the 3 programs? The first thing I'll say here is that all 3 programs are built around the big 3 lifts of the ATG system: the VMO squat, the ATG split squat, and some variation of a reverse step up. Now, the goal of each program, starting with Dense, is focusing on progressively adding weight. In Standards, you follow the same progression as in Dense. The only difference is every movement in the standard system scales, basically saying you can adjust the intensity of the movement to your fitness level. And in Athletic Potential, you implement drills to help you reach world-class athleticism. Now, that may sound a little bit too good to be true, but again, the exercises scale, and the benchmarks are set based on the fitness levels of professional athletes. I should also say that this program isn't for everyone and isn't a mandatory part of the ATG system, but it is there if you want to use it to improve your athletic performance. Now, a common question I get from many of you is, how long are the workouts? And the answer is, it depends. On the ATG website, they say the workouts take 20 to 30 minutes to complete. In my experience, it takes a bit longer, mainly because I don't own a tib bar or a monkey foot, and in between sets, I am constantly having to unwrap and wrap a voodoo band across my foot, which is a bit tedious and time consuming. Whereas if you own a monkey foot, all you have to do is snap it on and snap it off, and just like that, you've saved yourself 10 to 15 minutes. So if you own the necessary equipment, it'll take you less than 30 minutes to complete, and if you don't, it might take you closer to an hour. With that being said, what equipment is needed for the program? So 50% of the equipment you need to do this program can be found at most commercial gyms. However, depending on your situation, you may still be working out at home. So to make everything easier, I'll list all the equipment. So for Dense, you will need access to a monkey foot, a tib bar, a slant board, a sled, an aerobic stepper, a pull-up bar, a back extension, a bench, dumbbells that go up to half your body weight, and a barbell. In Standards, you will also need the same equipment as in Dense, plus a dip bar, and in Athletic Potential, a box or something you can jump off of, a treadmill that ideally goes up to 20 miles per hour, and an adjustable hurdle. Now, how many days a week will you be training? Both Dense and Standards follow the same schedule. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be your lower body workouts, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you'll be training your upper body and mobility. If you opt in for additional jump training, you will perform them on Sundays, and for Athletic Potential, you will train on Mondays and Fridays before your regular Standards workout. ATG recommends doing 12 weeks of each program in the exact sequence of Zero to Dense to Standards for best results. Keep in mind though, knee ability 0 is an optional step. So if you're in a sport requiring extreme muscle mass and strength and you do not want to do the body weight phase, which was the case for me, then you can skip knee ability 0 and go straight to Dense. So how high can I jump now? If it's your first time seeing one of my videos, I'm 24 years old, my height is 5'10", and I currently weigh 160 pounds. Before starting ATG, I could already touch the rim. And unfortunately, after 90 days of doing Dense, my vertical did not improve. It stayed the same. Shocking. I know. The main reason for that was due to a lack of frequency. I was doing just 1 plyometric exercise a week. For those of you watching this video and who can already dunk, you know that is not enough to cause a significant muscular adaptation. Research tells us that training a muscle group 2 to 3 times per week is the most optimal way to build muscle strength and power. And then from pushing myself too hard, I also developed knee pain, which I'll talk about more in just a minute. For those 2 reasons alone, I was on the verge of quitting. But then I started Standards and Athletic Potential, and that's when I began to see results. After 6 weeks of consistent training, I gained 2.5 inches to my vertical, and I'd say I'm about 4 to 5 inches away from being able to dunk a dodgeball. When we compare my jump technique from when I started versus where I am now, the first thing we notice is my approach was a lot slower a few months ago. That was because in Dense, sprints were not part of the program. Once I started doing them in Athletic Potential, I became a lot faster. The second difference was the timing of my takeoff. In the old clips, I tended to slow down as I approached my jump because I was uncertain of where I needed to take off from. In my most recent clips, you can see I do not slow down, and I continue my pace as I'm taking off. What helped me the most in this area was doing hurdle jumps. When I got the timing and technique right, I would clear the hurdle, and when I got it wrong, I'd end up knocking it over. So this exercise or drill really helped me develop the awareness and correct timing and technique for when I should jump. There's still a lot of work and improvement to be made. Lately, I've been watching Isaiah Rivera on YouTube break down good and bad jump techniques, and the biggest key takeaway I've gotten from watching his videos is focusing on contracting my glute in my penultimate step, or in layman's terms, just extending and pushing off the second to last step. So as I mentioned earlier, I started to develop some knee pain, and this all started a couple of weeks into the program. Many of you commented saying I overworked myself, I progressed too fast, I didn't listen to my body, or I didn't do the program correctly. And you guys were right. I was trying to progress in each exercise as fast as humanly possible. Each time I hit the rep and set targets, I added weight. I also ignored the slightest pinch of pain. All I cared about was doing what I had to do to get one step closer to dunking, which ended up biting me in the ass. So what I did to correct this mistake and mitigate the pain was regress. I've dropped my ego and gone down to using lighter weights. I'm doing easier variations of exercises that won't cause me to feel any pain. This is all obviously common sense, but whenever I have my sights set on a target, I tend to have tunnel vision and ignore minor problems. Taking a step back to fix those small issues feels like falling behind and delaying results. And when those minor problems get ignored for too long, they get bigger and bigger until they become a significant issue when it was best to just put out that fire in the first place. Classic example of procrastination. Since taking a step back, my tendons feel a lot better. I know it's not going to heal overnight or after a couple of workouts, but I'm taking the right precautions and steps to get back to 100%. Before I end this video, I wanted to share something that happened a few days ago. I was leaving my home to play basketball, and as I entered the elevator, there was a man inside. He saw me carrying a ball, so he asked me, "Where do you play?" And I said, "Just at the park up the street." He was a tall guy, probably about 6'4", 6'5", and was in his early 40s. I assumed he played, so I asked him, "How about you?" He smiled and said, "I stopped playing a long time ago." I stared at him curiously, wondering why he stopped, and after a few short moments, he broke the silence and said, "Bad knees." As I've been playing more basketball lately, I've started to notice many players wearing knee braces, and this is something I didn't notice until I started experiencing knee pain myself. Did you know in the US alone, surgeons perform more than 600,000 knee replacements each year? If you're experiencing knee pain, there is no better time than now to take care of your knees. Because if you don't, you run the risk of getting a knee replacement one day. If you're thinking of getting the ATG system, it works. Just don't do what I did and push yourself too hard. I'm going to continue using this program for 1 or 2 more months and see how much higher I can jump in that time. All I can say is, since starting Athletic Potential, I'm the most athletic I've been in my entire life, and I gained 2.5 inches to my vertical, and that makes me feel optimistic that I am closer to reaching my goal of dunking a basketball. With that being said, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm recommend this video to more people. To follow me on my journey, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to get notified when I drop a new video. If you'd like to support the channel, click on any of the 2 videos that appear in front of you. My name is Tristan Della Pena, and as always, I'll talk to you in the next one. And in Athletic Potential, you implement drills to help you reach world-class athleticism. Now that may sound a bit good. I don't know why I can't speak right now. And for Athletic Potential, you will train on Mondays, Fridays. So if you're in a sport requiring extreme muscle mass and strength and you do